Ever wonder why some folks, less educated, less experienced, even less talented than you, rake in 10, 20, even 100 times more? It's not magic, it's a mindset shift. They've cracked the code before tackling the climb. Maybe that's why prosperity eludes you, not because you're incapable, but because you haven't grasped the unspoken rules of the game. See, brilliant minds often struggle financially while seemingly average folks thrive. It's a head-scratcher, isn't it? You've probably met highly educated, incredibly intelligent people scraping by. The kicker? Many know the solution, they've been coached, mentored, given all the answers, but remain stuck. Sound familiar? You know what you need to do, what to change, yet you repeat the same mistakes. Why? Because the problem isn't a knowledge gap, it's a mental roadblock, a paradigm. Think of a paradigm as your brain's operating system, a deeply ingrained set of habits running the show on autopilot. The worst part? You're often blissfully unaware you're being controlled. People study, learn, yet the results stay the same, leading to frustration. They think, I know so much, why isn't my life changing? It's simple, knowledge is useless unless it's etched into your subconscious. I've seen it countless times. Managers train teams, explain procedures step by step. Employees say, got it, but don't follow through. When asked why, they shrug, I don't know. And it's true. They don't. They understood consciously, but their subconscious program wasn't updated. And it's the subconscious that dictates your actions. You can have degrees, pricey courses, a library of self-help books, but if your paradigm is still stuck on scarcity, fear, self-sabotage, you'll stay trapped in the same cycle. Paradigms trump logic. They're emotional, not rational. They don't have to make sense, they just need enough repetition to become your truth. I wasn't immune. Early on, I had no grand ambitions, no fancy education, just a string of dead-end jobs, factories, gas stations, car washes, the whole 9 yards. Honestly, I didn't believe in anything better. Then, someone handed me a book, Think and Grow Rich. In that moment, without fully understanding, I started reprogramming myself. It wasn't instantaneous, it was repetitive. I read. I reread. I wrote notes. I questioned. Gradually, my mind shifted. Money took on a new meaning. My thoughts changed, altering my emotions, which reshaped my actions, finally impacting my results. Remember this, results change after the mind changes. Always. And let me be clear, if your current circumstances dictate your thinking, your finances won't improve. Period. If you wake up every day drowning in debt, constantly thinking and fearing debt, you're reinforcing the same paradigm. Guess what you'll keep getting? More of the same. It's a vicious cycle. You see the results, negative thoughts ensue, impacting your feelings, dictating your actions, producing the same results. It's a loop. You break it by changing what fuels the system. It's not about changing your circumstances, it's about changing your thinking first. Are you ready to reprogram your mind? It takes work. Repetition. Awareness. But it's entirely doable. I recall writing, I am so happy and grateful now that I earn $25,000 a year. It was absurd. I earned $4,006. But I believed, not in myself initially, but in the process. And you know what? I started feeling that amount as real. My behavior changed. Decisions shifted. My actions reflected a new reality before it physically existed. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, opportunities materialized. It wasn't magic, it was vibrational alignment, a frequency shift. Your current paradigm might dictate that money is hard, dirty, undeserved, unattainable. But what if it's just a repeated program running on autopilot? What if you could install new software? One that says, I am capable of prosperity. I am valuable. I deserve abundance. You do. You can. But you must decide. Question what you've accepted as truth. Because if you don't reprogram your mind, someone else will, likely your old self, and that person won't take you further. Want financial change? More money, opportunities, freedom. Wishing won't cut it. Thinking it once won't cut it. A fleeting moment of inspiration won't cut it. What transforms reality is the conscious repetition of a powerful idea until it becomes part of you. That's what I did. I had no formal education, no track record, no open doors. But I carried a card with a phrase, "I am so happy and grateful now that I earn the equivalent of $1 million a year." I read it daily. I said it aloud. I felt it, even though it wasn't true. Why? The subconscious doesn't distinguish between reality and emotionally charged imagination. It records what you repeat intensely and frequently. Repetition shaped your current paradigm. Your beliefs about money, money's hard to earn, the rich don't go to heaven, money is the root of all evil, were ingrained in childhood and adolescence, constantly reinforced by media, society, even loved ones. If repetition created this system, repetition can reverse it. I vividly remember using a small, old portable record player, listening to Earl Nightingale's recordings, literally thousands of times. Not to memorize, but to reprogram. I was installing a new truth into my subconscious. That's when the magic began. People think they need a business plan, seed capital, influential connections. But none of that works if your paradigm is outdated. You might start a business, but if your mind is still wired for scarcity, you'll sabotage it, attracting the wrong people, making fear-based decisions, self-sabotaging unconsciously. Then you'll say, "It didn't work." But it wasn't the world, it was your outdated internal programming. Repetition is key, coupled with clarity and emotion. Know exactly what you want, in detail, and feel it as if it were already real. Feel the vibration. Science shows repeated mental imagery creates new neural pathways, literally rewiring your brain. What was once difficult becomes natural. You stop trying to believe and act with confidence. Money stops being something you chase, it becomes something that attracts you. The common objection, "I've tried affirmations, goal setting, self-help books, nothing changed." Of course not. It's not a one and done deal. Think brushing your teeth once a month. Your mind needs daily mental hygiene. Feed it what you want to live, daily. Repeat it. Visualize it. Feel it. Even when everything around you says otherwise. What you attract isn't commanded by your surroundings, it's commanded by your inner world. People read an affirmation in the morning and spend the rest of the day complaining. What wins? Your dominant pattern. So, grab a piece of paper. Write in the present tense, "I am so happy and grateful now that." Complete it with your desired income or lifestyle. Write with clarity and feeling. Read it at least 3 times a day, morning, midday, night. Carry it with you. Read it in traffic, before meetings, when you feel fear or small. You'll notice subtle shifts. Opportunities clarify. Ideas flow. The right people appear. It's not luck, it's frequency. You'll vibrate in harmony with what you want. When that happens, money has no choice, it chases you. How many important decisions have you avoided out of fear? How often have you thought, what if it fails? What if I lose everything? What if I regret it? That silent, constant fear traps most people in a reality they hate but have grown accustomed to. Curiously, it's not always fear of failure, but of the unknown, of leaving the comfort zone, the unfulfilling job that pays the bills, abandoning the almost for maybe. But if you don't create space, then you can't enter. You might want more money, a new career, financial freedom, but if you cling to something you dislike out of fear, the universe won't deliver anything different. Not out of cruelty, but because you haven't shown you're ready. You're still vibrating scarcity, signaling you prefer safety over extraordinary. I've lived this. I remember teaching the law of vacuum of prosperity in a seminar. If you have something you don't love, let it go. Create space for what you desire. I deeply believed this. That day, I came home to find all my kitchen furniture gone, old wicker furniture. I asked, what happened? They said, you said to create space for the new. We didn't like the furniture, so we threw it away. I looked and thought, they understood better than most adults. That's how it works. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you have the courage to create space, something new will fill it. But clinging to what no longer serves you, the job, relationship, environment, even objects you dislike, sends a clear message: I'm not ready for something better. I'm not advocating irresponsible abandonment, but sometimes, the only way to discover what's possible is to let go of what doesn't fulfill you. When you're trapped in something draining, your energy is blocked. Your mind is in survival mode. No one creates wealth in survival mode. Wealth requires mental, emotional, and physical space. You need to be light, connected, vibrating expansion. Know someone who says, I hate my job, but at least I have a steady paycheck. They likely dread weekends and holidays, anxiously awaiting payday, unaware their security is their cruelest prison, preventing new ideas and paths from emerging. Fear of the unknown is so strong, they prefer known pain to the possibility of new pleasure. Studies show constant stress from environments or relationships elevates cortisol levels, blocking creativity, decision-making, and even affecting physical health. Staying where you don't want to be slowly kills you, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and prevents you from making money. Money is flow, and where there's no lightness, there's no flow. How many brilliant ideas have you let die while struggling to survive? How many opportunities have you missed while focused solely on making ends meet? You need to create space. Sometimes, that means saying no to a job that no longer represents you, misaligned partnership, limiting habits. Yes, it's scary. But fear is the gate, and what's on the other side is exactly what you seek. You don't need to see the whole path, just take the first step with clear intention. Trust that letting go of the small makes space for the big. Why do people who lose everything sometimes reinvent themselves and thrive? Because they were forced to create space. In that space, they reconnected with what truly mattered. They stopped surviving and started living. Don't wait for life to force you. Choose now. Look around and ask, what no longer represents me? When you find the answer, have courage, the courage to release, to trust, to allow the new to enter. Remember, money, ideas, connections, prosperity, it all exists. It's all out there, but it'll only find you when there's space for it to enter. That space begins within you. You are energy. Everything you see, touch, experience is pure energy at different vibrational levels, including money. Money, though physical, is essentially energy, responding to your frequency. People try to attract wealth, earn more, gain financial freedom, but fail because they vibrate scarcity, insecurity, limitation, low frequencies, while prosperity resides at a higher frequency. If everything is energy, you are energy, and money is energy, why isn't it flowing to you? Because you're on the wrong station. It's like trying to listen to FM radio on AM. No matter how hard you try, you won't hear what you want if you're not on the correct frequency. Einstein said, combine the frequency of the reality you desire with the frequency of your being, and that reality will manifest. This isn't philosophy, it's physics, law. Most people live daily in a frequency of fear, anxiety, frustration. They wake up worried, spend the day stressed, sleep exhausted, wondering why money doesn't come. Money won't stay long in such vibrations. It might appear, but it'll slip through your fingers. Your field of attraction is misaligned. When you're feeling good, happy, calm, light, everything flows. Clients appear, sales happen, creativity explodes, people notice you, seek you out. When you're angry, tense, feeling small, everything seems to stall. That's not coincidence, it's frequency. I learned this on a 25-hour flight from Toronto to Kuala Lumpur. I played with a calculator, multiplying, dividing, simulating earnings. I didn't know it then, but I was reprogramming my subconscious, teaching my mind to see numbers differently. On that flight, I first wrote, what differentiates those who earn $1 million from those who don't? The answer was clear: consciousness. Wealthy people think, feel, and act at a different frequency. Over the years, I've noticed a pattern: truly wealthy people don't have a single income stream, they have many. Not out of greed, but because they understand vibrational flow. They know the universe responds to expansion. The more flow channels they open, the more money circulates, like opening valves for energy to freely enter. You don't need to be a genius, but change how you feel about money. Do you feel guilty wanting more? That earning more will alienate loved ones? That you don't deserve it? Those feelings, even silent ones, hold you back. Cambridge University published a study showing financial well-being is directly linked to emotional state. People who feel empowered, confident, and positive about money are more likely to prosper regardless of their starting point. Emotion is the first step. Vibrate as if you already have it, not just imagine, but feel, not just desire, but believe. Jim Carrey, before fame, wrote himself checks for $10 million, kept them in his wallet, looked at them daily, felt it, believed it. Years later, he received that exact amount for a film. Call it coincidence, I call it alignment. He vibrated at that frequency so long, it became inevitable. This isn't about daydreaming. Unlocking abundance, it's all about the decision. Let's be honest, most of us chase success, wealth, or whatever our hearts desire, yet often fall short. Why? Because we get stuck in the almost zone. Almost decided to start that business, almost moved to a new city, almost quit that soul-crushing job. The almost never gets you there. It's a comfortable purgatory, a soft landing for fear. The truth is, it all hinges on a single, powerful act, a decision. Not some fleeting impulse, but a deep-seated, gut-wrenching commitment. A choice so absolute it slams shut the doors of doubt. It's a declaration, this is it. I'm doing this, no matter what. This isn't about positive affirmations while secretly feeling like you're teetering on the edge of a cliff. Authentic change starts with a genuine shift in your emotional landscape. It's about nurturing your inner energy, tending to your soul like a rare orchid. Your external world mirrors your internal state. Don't try to fix the reflection, change the source. Think about your relationship with money. Gratitude or frustration? Expansion or anxiety? Peace or scarcity? Your feelings reveal your vibrational frequency, and that frequency dictates your reality. The incredible news? You can change it. Start now. Breathe deeply. Feel the richness, the abundance already present within you. Visualize effortlessly meeting your needs, opportunities blossoming, the right people showing up, resources flowing freely. Feel the gratitude, as if it's already real. Do this daily, not as a chore, but as a way of being. When you radiate the energy of prosperity, it responds. It seeks you out. It draws near. The once distant dream suddenly feels attainable because you're now vibrating at the frequency of wealth. This isn't about having a foolproof plan. It's about clarity of purpose, a clear direction. The how emerges after the decision, like building a bridge one step at a time into the unknown. Many get paralyzed by needing a guaranteed roadmap, demanding to see the entire path before taking a single stride. Life doesn't work that way. Life rewards the brave, those who dare to move forward despite their fears, who decide first and figure it out along the way. The biggest difference between those living their dream lives and those stuck in frustration? The decision. Not intelligence, luck, or talent, it's the unwavering commitment to your choice, even when things get tough, even when doubt whispers in your ear. This commitment requires discipline. A decision without action is mere fantasy, uncommitted resolve is an illusion. True commitment demands you wake up daily and reaffirm, I chose this path, and I will honor it. You will stumble. You will doubt. But persevere, and results will follow. Don't wait for a sign, the perfect moment never arrives. You create it. You create it by deciding enough is enough, by refusing to live below your potential, by recognizing your inner strength outweighs any excuse. This commitment ignites something unseen yet profoundly real, faith. Faith is the creative engine of the mind. Acting as if your desires are already reality unlocks the universe's response. You become harmonically aligned with what you seek, altering your reality. I'll try is the language of the undecided. Those who decide, Do star. Trying is a sophisticated way to fail without blame, a shield against commitment. Those who decide, make it happen, with stumbles, uncertainties, fears, but they do star. So, right now, what do you need to decide? What are you postponing? What keeps you from living the life you know is yours? And most importantly, how long will you wait? Time doesn't rewind, and at stake isn't just wealth or success, but your freedom, your power of choice, your ability to live with purpose, joy, and intensity. There's no magic formula, but there's a turning point, your decision. Decide today. Decide now. Decide, and act as if the universe is conspiring in your favor, because when you genuinely decide, it is. Why do so many people try to control everything? Time, expenses, outcomes, even those around them? It's about seeking security, guarantees. But this desperate need for control stems from fear, the antithesis of trust. Without trust, prosperity's flow is blocked. Wealth, abundance, creativity, they thrive on freedom. Excessive control constricts that flow. A controlling mind hasn't learned to trust itself, life, the unseen. Without this trust, aligning with abundance's frequency is impossible. Abundance requires surrender, a conscious, not passive, yielding. Excel in your actions, but release the outcome. Focus with direction, but not rigidity. This is high-vibration living, the fertile ground where wealth blooms. When I first learned this, I realized I often obstructed my own flow. I wanted things my way, in my time. But I learned that my ego doesn't rule the universe. There's a higher intelligence, a perfect order, a right time for everything. The more I relaxed and trusted, the faster things happened. Connections flowed effortlessly, opportunities presented themselves, and previously distant results materialized. Notice when good things come easiest? It's when you're light-hearted, relaxed, at peace. Suddenly, a phone call, a client, an idea. Why? Because in that state, you're in harmony with the whole. You're out of fight or flight mode, you've stopped resisting, and what you desire, already existing somewhere, finds you. When you're tense, fearful, forcing things, nothing works. You're vibrating scarcity, telling the universe, I don't trust, I have to do it all myself, I'm alone. And life responds, okay, if you think you're alone, I won't interfere. Many get lost here, thinking they need to work harder, sleep less, run faster. They exhaust themselves trying to control the uncontrollable, forgetting wealth is attracted by frequency, not desperate effort. Correct effort at the wrong frequency yields nothing. Inspired effort at the right frequency changes everything. There's a life-changing point few mention: the more you trust, the more life trusts you. It's as if the universe says, now I see. You get it. You're ready. You don't need to know the asterisk how asterisk, you need to decide the asterisk what asterisk with clarity and walk in faith. Faith isn't religion, it's certainty in the unseen. It's walking as if the ground is already there, even when you can't yet see it. Remember, anxiety is excess future. Guilt is excess past. Peace is in the now. The now is the only place you can align with abundance. Have you been trusting the process, or living in a state of perpetual alarm, trying to micromanage every detail? Are you allowing lightness, or carrying the weight of the world, believing it will take you further? Abundance isn't a race, it's a dance. To dance with life, stop trying to dictate every step. Close your eyes sometimes, and feel the rhythm. That's where the magic happens. That's where wealth finds you, because it recognizes someone ready to receive, ready to trust, ready to blossom. Real transformation begins by changing your mind asterisk before asterisk trying to change your life. Until your paradigm, those invisible programs governing your actions, is reprogrammed, wealth and opportunities will continue to elude you. The key lies in truly deciding, repeatedly infusing your new reality with emotion until it becomes part of who you are. This is just the first step on your journey of growth. I'll be with you every step of the way. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.